doing? This is your hostess with the mostest, Donna Smith, aka Lady D. Excuse my angle, I'm trying to adjust my camera here. How's everyone today? It's a beautiful day, but it's chilly out. I thought I'd stop on by and do some little afternoon chit chat with you. First of all, I like to ask, how is everyone? We have had some trying days, I tell you. It's been a lot going on. Um, this has been a very long week for me, but I made it through, thank the Lord. And one of the things I must say that I try to do is take things one day at a time. One day at a time. Sometimes we may feel, excuse me, you guys, I had the flu shot. I get the flu shot every year due to work and just trying to keep my immune build up to what's out there that can get us. Now, it does not keep you from getting the cold, but I must say it has kept me from getting the full blown flu for many, many years. So, what I like to say is, we have got to take one thing at a time. You know, there's so many things, strongholds that could occur, that could try to weigh you down, that could put you in a positive place, state of mind, and, make some feel like, hey, it can't get no worse, and make some feel as though they can't go on. But I'm here to tell you, it can get worse and you can go on. It gets better. It does. And sometimes, like the quote says, it's darkest before the dawn. Um, you have got to keep your head above water. You have got to keep yourself on a positive focus and plane. When you start getting weighed down with things and you start feeling as though, man, this only happens to me. Nobody else is going through anything like this. Then you need to self assess. You need to really look at the situation for what it is and pay attention to those around you, because it's nothing better than hearing a testimony from someone who has been through way more than you, and now you see them as this raving shining star, and they have a testimony to tell, and they survived it so that they could be able to tell. So just keep the faith in knowing that things will get better, no matter what your issues are, no matter what your strongholds are. And mind you, remember, um, it's always good to have someone to talk to air out certain things, but no one really knows what you're going through. They're not walking in your shoes. And even if they've been through something similar, which is a plus, but they still don't know what you are uniquely dealing with and how your body, mind, and soul and spirit is handling and dealing with it. So I would say the first thing is much prayer. Make sure you pray, 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 pray. If you have someone to talk to them. Um, don't keep things inside, bottled up, that can root and manifest into roots in a big old huge 2, 3, 4 trees that's going to be hard to cut down. They can be cut down, but it's going to take a whole lot more work. So acknowledge things in the forefront. So, one of the things too I wanted to touch on in this afternoon talk with you guys is loyalty and love. And I wanted to get your feedback on the both. Do you think that you can have one without the other? Say, for instance, can one be in love with you and not loyal? Or can one be loyal to you but not in love with you? Or do you see it as though they both have to go hand in hand? Usually, when one is in love with you, they are at a point of emotion that the loyalty automatically, as far as I'm concerned, the loyalty automatically becomes a part of that. because they don't want to do anything but to be there for you, support you, love you, cater to you, take care of you, compliment you, uplift you. These all these things are going to come automatic. They're going to be faithful to you. Someone who is in love with you is going to want to be loyal in the realm of faithfulness. They are going to want to have a loyalty that goes way far beyond anything else. They can't think of any other way to even connect with you other than being loyal. Now, there are situations where, let's say, you have a cool friend. You've been friends for a long time. There was loyalty between you and that friend through years, and then all of a sudden, and love, and then all of a sudden they ghost you. They cut you off. They don't answer your calls. They don't want to be bothered. They just poof, 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 be gone. But at one time they were loyal and they did love you. Well, I would beg to differ. Where was the loyalty in that? Loyalty you just don't turn on and off, right? And hit that message. Hit that message. Let me know what y'all thinking. Loyalty you just don't turn on and off. Just like love, you don't turn on and off. I don't care how mad you get and how frustrated you get in regards to the person that you're loving and that you're with. You're not going to be able to just turn that love off like a water faucet. Some people will talk a whole lot of talk, screaming, yelling, fussing, cussing, telling each other where to go and wishing them dead, and all along are madly in love with them. Now, on the flip side of that, when you go there to those uncontrollable degrees, some may say, well, if they really love me, they wouldn't have said that. If they really love me, they wouldn't have done that. You know, um, I know of a situation where a couple had been together for quite a while, and one of them became ill. They became very ill and needed to be taken care of. And that person was there to do it in the beginning, to cater, to be there for them. And then they got tired. They got tired of doing that and wanted to move on. They couldn't do it anymore. It was too much for them. So instead of just being loyal and down and being there for them and perhaps getting some help, some outside help from someone or a few people to help with the upkeep and care of that person, they decided to ghost. So, in that aspect, that's not a loyal partner. I don't care how long you've been together. I don't care how much they say they love you. They are not loyal to you if they can just bounce out like that in the time of need. Some are okay with, as long as everything is going fine and you're able to cater to them and you're able to be there for them, it's all good. But then when you get to a point where one becomes needy of the other, then you have one that falls back. They just can't handle it. And mind you, it could be at a point where it's overwhelming. Maybe perhaps you work, maybe perhaps you have a lot of other things going on and you can't really 100% care for your mate, but you can be there to help in the process and get help. And unfortunately, sometimes we have to put our loved ones in care centers and stuff like that because it is overwhelming. And no one really wants to ever have to do that. But it does come a point where sometimes that is better than trying to do it all yourself and you can't, and you make yourself sick. Excuse me, y'all know I got to drink my hydrate. I gotta hydrate myself. I'm sorry, I'm not being rude. I just have to do that to keep things flowing properly. And you too, make sure you drink your liquids. So therefore, back to one of the topics. Do they go hand in hand? Can you have one without the other? Can you have loyalty without love? Love without loyalty? There's some who feel as though they're stuck in situations. They love a person, they're stuck in situations of no return, no escape for whatever reason. They just feel like they're tied in this. And it's extremely hard for them to make a move to exit, or their conscience would bother them if they did, or they would feel like they were unloyal. Um, if they got out of that. But at the same time, the situation is draining the life out of them. It is utterly making them sick. It is utterly taking them to a realm of no return if they continue. And I'm gonna tell you, you can't be no good for nobody until you good to yourself. You got to be good to yourself first. And we all have to be accountable, held accountable, and be accountable for our actions, for our decisions in life, for the things that we do and don't do. You know, it's always so much easier to point the finger and to blame someone else for your mess. It's your mess. You made it. You birthed it. You laid upon it. You waddled in it. It's yours. Own it. And it's just so much easier to sit up and want to make excuses or to blame someone else for your mishaps. You have to take control and charge of your own life. You have to take control and charge of your own situation. No one owes you anything. No one is there to be Captain Save 'em. God, with prayer, is there to help you through situations, not mankind. If someone is in a position and they can help and they do and they feel moved to help, then they do. They do what they can, they do what they want, but they're not entitled. They don't have to do it. And I think a lot of times, just like with your adult children, when they become of age and they need you in certain situations, and it's habit and it's easier and it's a comfort zone to reach out to your parents and want to ask for this, that. Well, it's okay to help when help is really needed, but just to be giving just because the person don't want to have that get up to go do, or they're not doing, or they're not trying to work on fixing certain things in their life and things that they're going through, they're not into trying to make an effort to do that. No, you're not responsible for that, parent or no parent. They have had got to be held accountable. They have got to bring something to the table. You see them helping themselves, you help them. You see them identifying issues and wanting to get help, you help them. You see what I'm saying? So it's a situation where it has to balance. So when you talk about loyalty, um, when it comes to in a relationship situation or even choosing a life mate, you want to make sure that that is identified and sought after and saw, and that it is absolutely a part of what you have, because you can love a person wholeheartedly, and some people get being in love and loving a person confused. There's a difference of being in love and loving someone. I can love my friend. I can love um, someone that I date sometime, and just have true genuine love for them, care about them. I can love my coworkers. There's all types of levels of love, but to be in love with someone to the depths of, you know, um, to be in love to the point that is unconditional, that you are down, that you are there, no matter what their situation, no matter what their trials, no matter what's going on, you are in love with that person. And you do the best that you can for that person and being loyal without it compromising your self, um, you know, togetherness in your self mental state and all of that. Because sometimes we could be totally loyal and in love with something that is not good for us. It's not good. It could be just like quicksand. It could be suffocating you. It could be bringing you down to the depths and levels of no return. And we know that it's a situation that we need to rise up out of, we need to get away from, we need to escape from. But for some reason, we don't. We can't. We think about it, we dream about it, we plan about it, we talk about it, but we can't be about it. So you have to get to a place where you recognize and identify why. Why is that so? Why can't I? Is that loyalty? And if that is loyalty, at what cost? At what cost am I being loyal to this situation? Am I being loyal to this situation at a cost that it can totally take me out and take me down? Or am I being loyal to a situation be within means, just like that person is being loyal to me? Okay. And then the love thing. We have got to be at a place and stage where we love ourselves. We love ourselves first. You have to love you first before you could love anybody else in the way that they deserve and that they need to be. You have got to be in love and love yourself. Period. No in betweens. You can't be battling with self love and insecure about a lot of things with you, but want security in something else or to love someone else. And because nurturing is totally different from loving someone. We can nurture people all day long. As far as women, that's part of our makeup. We're nurturers, you know, that's what we are, that's what we do. But at the same time, sometimes if we're not careful, we do too much nurturing to those that don't deserve it, or that's not at a point where they're nurturing us pretty much the same, right? Or at a point where we are pretty much holding them back and not being able to save themselves from certain situation because of the nurturing that we're pouring on top is not giving them a chance to develop and become the individual that they so need to become in this stage of the game. You see what I'm saying? Think about that for a moment. We sometimes think that what we do on the level of loving someone and being loyal is the best that we could do and need to do. We feel like I can't do it any different. I have to go there. I have to do this. I have to do that. Irregardless of what the person is trying to do for them and irregardless of what's going on with us. Because it could drain the life out of you. It can make you sick. It can make you have heart attacks, strokes. It can make you have nervous breakdowns. It could take you to a realm of um, mental instability that is irreversible when you end up being excessively loyal, in love to a degree that it's unbalanced, it's imbalanced, because people say all day long that being in a situation with somebody, you're going to have your ups and downs and differences. Yes, you are. And there's certain differences and ups and downs that help you grow as a couple, and it helps you flourish as butterflies together out of that cocoon and from that caterpillar state. You flourish into this beautiful butterfly. Yeah, certain situations you're going to go through. But it's not the falling down, it's how you get up together as a couple. And it's not to the point of bringing one another down. you're you're being pushed down and suppressed while this person is trying to elevate and you're being pushed, or vice versa. You both have to want to grow, support, and flourish together. So it starts with fertilizing your soil with great seeds. You have to fertilize with great seeds to reap good harvest. Okay? And so if one loves you, first of all, they're going and first they got to love themselves. So once they love themselves and they love you, they're going to treat you no less than they would treat themselves. Okay? If you love you, it's certain things you're not going to do to you. It's certain things you're not going to allow to pierce you, to become a part of you, to damage you, to upset you, to hurt you. You're not going to allow certain things because you love you. So once you love you and you love someone else, you're not going to allow those particular things also to come in the fray of that love that you have for that person. There's not going to be disrespectful things planted. There's not going to be disrespectful things said or done to one another. There's just not. And if by being human nature, something did slip and happen in that regard, it's going to be so much remorse and so much sorrow that you're going to get probably sick and tired of that person showing you and telling you how sorry they are. And it will never be repeated again. And that depends on what was done. Because there's certain things that could be done where a person is saying they're loyal and love you, and they step out of a comfort zone with you and do some things that's just, you may forgive them, but you're never going to be able to forget. And it will cause destruction in your union. Some people experience it when another partner has cheated. They feel that that was just the ultimate. You have given what was ours away to someone else. Some experience it with physical abuse, any kind of physical abuse, hands on, pushing, shoving, choking, slapping, hitting, whatever it may be. You have crossed the line. Usually, when something like that happens, it's going to happen again and again, and usually worse. And it usually starts with verbal, the verbal um, disrespect to one another. Sometimes it's just so easy to call a person out of their names, or say some really harsh things verbally that pierce here to them. That's abuse, and that usually escalates to the next stage, to the next stage. That's not love. That's not love. Because with love, you have a borderline and boundaries that you just will never cross. You're not gonna cross it. You have something holding you back totally from that. And when you identify that you are having challenges in controlling that, you immediately go get help. You immediately go find a way to fix that. And some people end up coming out of a relationship because of that. It's like, I will leave you before I hurt you, and they'll leave. That's love. Loyalty. Don't be loyal to me just when everything is going right, just when everything is hunky dory. That is nothing to really show your over and beyond loyalty. Don't be loyal just when things are good. What about when I'm going through something? What if I have situations and I'm stuck in a rut? What if I have to do a midnight call because I'm stranded somewhere? What if I become ill? What if I can't walk? What if I can't even talk? And you're my life mate, and you were there with me before all that happened. Where is the loyalty? Because even if you have to get help for that person and take them somewhere to be taken care of around the clock, you're still going to be down and be there for them. It's going to be the natural thing for you to do when there's love involved with that loyalty. I say that you want to have them both, going hand in hand. That's when you have the bond. That's when it is solid, signed, sealed, and delivered. You have one without the other. It could be kind of like taking a hot chance traveling towards a road of disaster. Some will say, well, I got a loyal mate. They don't really love me like that yet, but in time, they probably will. I'm going to make sure that they love me. You can't make nobody love you. You can't make nobody love you. At a certain point, you should know that they love you. And it shouldn't take years and years to know that. It shouldn't take a makeup to break up to know that. You should know that in a um, respectful amount of time. So, that's something to think about. That's something to weigh and be aware of when you are in a situation where you're talking about bonding with someone on a very serious, mature level. You've got to make sure that you have certain key things in place. And if you don't, you can't speak upon it and make it happen. You can speak upon yourself and you can let it be known how you feel, because sometimes one will feel love before the other. Sometimes one will have an abundance of loyalty before the other. Usually, that other may have some trust issues going on, just got out of something where they're not so easily gullible into letting their emotions overflow like that. And some just are at a stage where they never could be, they don't ever want to be that loyal to anyone like that. They want to enjoy the moment. They don't ever want to love where it's tearing them up in here and all that and this and that. So they try to block it. They try to run from it. They try to hide it. They try to not be a part of it. But then again, there you have a situation where you need to assess and see if you even want to be bothered with that. Because here you are allowing your emotions to flow, allowing your connection and your loyalty and your love and everything to blend in the same pot, but you're dealing with someone who is closed off to letting you get to a place where you can come together like this. You might as well just say, hey, call me when you get it together. I may be available, I may not. You just got to take that chance. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not being disrespectful, it's not being uncaring. It's just identifying what your needs, wants, and desires are, standing firm on it, loving you, and saying, look, this is how I give it, this is how I want it. If I'm not getting it the same, if I don't have a loyal partner, someone that's going to be loyal to me as I am to them, someone who loves me as I love them, then perhaps you're not the one right now. For real. And, you know, you just fall back, see what it do. By that time, it may be an interest over there with something else, but it's to the point when it gets to a certain point in your life where you need to start self-identifying what's important for you. What is your needs, wants, and desires, and make sure they're being fulfilled. Life is short. Life is very, very short. You can't rewind the clock. You can't take it back to square one and say, let me do that part again. Now I know, now I've learned, let me get it together again. You're not going to have the luxury to do that. So, what you make it now, going down this road, this path that we all have to go through, is going to be your choice and your decision. Your choice and your decision. If you're one that's not looking for love, that's not looking for loyalty, which I don't know many that's not, but there may be a few that right now, at this point in their lives, they may not be. Maybe they just got out of something really bad. Maybe they need time to woosah and to get into themselves and to find themselves and to regroup and to reach out. Then you don't need to be trying to get in. That's one of the issues that I think some people have when one thing ends, one door closes, they say another door opens. And it's nothing wrong with taking it slow and being friends. But I think with some people, when they're used to being in something solid, relationship wise, married wise, or they just don't feel good being alone, you have those who just don't want to be alone. So what they do is they will jump from one thing to another. Boom, 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 boom. Didn't work? Okay, bye, boom. Didn't work? Okay, bye, boom. And they don't have a chance to come up for air. They don't have a chance to identify what went wrong. Did I contribute to anything? Should I work on some things? Should I get myself together with some things? You see what I'm saying? They need to be at a place, here where they can identify and heal, because every situation that you come out of, whether it was a good breakup or a bad, it's a loss. And you have to go through a mourning period. You end up getting so connected with someone and so dependent upon their presence and their voice and just certain habits of things that they would do, whether it was a call every day or a text or a date twice a month, whatever it is, you get dependent upon that. And when it's no longer there, you have to go through a period of letting go and moving on. But it's not always um, good to just jump from one frying pan into the to another. You haven't even allowed your cooking oil to get hot enough to fry up something new and good and juicy, if you know what I'm saying. So you got to just take your time. Take your time. If it's meant for you, it's going to be there. If it's somebody that you meet or you had interest with and they all of a sudden start reaching out to you and wanted to kick it with you, if something is going to develop out of that, it will. It will. But take your time with it. And I said this in other videos too, and it just hit me on the mind. You know, we gotta we gotta give things space and time, especially speaking to our women out here right now. We're so quick to wanna be with someone, to have a relationship because our girlfriends have one, or they have a fiance, or they got married, or whatever, and we jump into the first thing cracking, or we want to chase something that's not even trying to chase us. Ladies, let me say one more time. I done said it quite a few times. You don't have to chase nobody that's into you. If the man is into you, he is going to hunt and come after you. And once you feel comfortable in seeing that he is, and he's solid, and he's real, and he's interested, then you'll probably try to come on in some. But stop chasing and trying to snatch up and trying to deal with somebody else's man. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else's relationship, and you being the other woman, you being the what they call it, the mistress, okay? That ain't gonna never have him because he ain't never going nowhere. He ain't leaving her. He ain't gonna divorce her. If he in a relationship, he probably ain't gonna even leave her. They come up with so many stories, ladies. I mean, if it ain't, oh, she's sick and I'm waiting on her to die, or yeah, she was in a big old accident and I'm waiting on that insurance policy. She's supposed to be getting some money soon. All right. What accident? What sickness she got? You know what I'm saying? They come up with all kinds of stuff. She may be laying up there with diabetes and doing okay because she take her insulin every day. But they want to sit up and proclaim and make it seem like that they can't leave because they would feel so bad leaving her in a situation like that. And baby, I want to see you, and when I leave her, it's gonna be me and you, and the sky's the limit, and I'm gonna marry you, and boy, bye. Girl, stop falling for the okey doke. Stop playing the mistress. Stop playing the waiting game. Stop playing the other woman. You are and should be the woman. You are and should be the queen. Period. Period. You are not going to be anyone's mistress playing that game. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to be a lonely soul being somebody's mistress for a quite a few, whatever. Some people do it for years. I've seen people do it for so many years that when that person ended up passing away, they couldn't even go to the doggone funeral because the wife knew of them and they was blocked from even coming to the funeral, and they was the mistress for 20 some years. But you couldn't even go to the funeral. Y'all better stop. You the queen. You the queen. And only take that position. That's your position. If it's somebody else that has it, fall back. Fall back. And just wait on God to bless you to have somebody that's totally for you and that's yours. That's yours. And if someone's interested in you, let them pursue you. A man loves to hunt. He loves to chase. He loves to capture his prey. Let him do his work. Let him pursue you, ladies. You're always texting and he's not. Some got him held down. He ain't asked you to go nowhere and do nothing with him. Some got him held down. Okay? He don't call you every day. Some got him held back. And it ain't you. Okay? So that's the message of the day. I hope all you guys have a lovely rest of the Friday. It's very windy out there. I'm looking out my window. So do be careful on the road. Keep yourself, nice and warm. And I am going to tap in with you guys tomorrow. The Grown Folk Table Talk with Donna Smith show will be on Monday this week. I have other obligations on Sunday, so it'll be Monday evening at 7:30. So make sure that you join in with us 7:30 Monday for some Grown Folk Table Talk live right here on YouTube and also Zoom if you'd like to tune in. So, yeah, this has been really good and refreshing. I just love reaching out to you guys, talking this grown folk talk. A lot of these topics and things that randomly come up are, well, all of them are real life. All of them are situations that um, we have been through, or we know somebody that's going through, or we would like to share. And I surely don't mind if you like, share, and subscribe. Share this video. Let someone else come on in and join in on these talks. And I also love it when you give your feedback. You say hello if you're watching, or you give your feedback as to what the topic meant to you. Did it ring home? Also, if you want to touch out and reach me personally, if you ever have something you may want me to talk about, or just want to say hey, introduce yourself in a more personable way, my email is dgrier12,000 at yahoo.com. Also, check me out on CD Baby. I have poetry and music. This one is Come and Get It by Donna Smith. I also have music under Lady D as well. And that is also on CD Baby. Make sure that, let me just also, I'd like to let you guys know my book, Seduction of the Hidden Diva, is available now on Amazon and Google it. It's available in other places as well. Support your girl. This is short stories, adult reading. You will love the entertainment and storytelling in those little chapters. Let me tell you, I should have made them a little longer, but I'm working on something else, so you guys stay tuned. But this is your hostess with the mostest, Donna Smith, aka Lady D, and I got to go. I got to go. I'll see y'all later. Bye.